Hello everybody, HectiX here, and welcome back to Kaido Racer 2. Now, in the last episode, we finally took care of the Rocco slasher. So because of that, now we actually have the challenge here for the Usui passport. However, we did not get the one for Miyogi. Now, either we don't have enough medals for that, or they just haven't challenged us just yet, because I don't think we have this one. So we're going to race them tonight. In Haruna, I do believe. Yes, Haruna. So we'll accept their challenge. Now, before we take care of everything at night, the two medals that were given the opportunity to go and do from the end of last episode, I am going to go do that, even though one of them is just a ROM. But yeah, I'm going to do that anyway. However, before we even get into that, I am going to accept a rival challenge here, because I did check this just in case. So we'll take care of him as well during the Rocco Day PA. Actually, no, we'll go take care of him first in the Altezza, because I have switched, so I can use it for the two medals. So we'll take care of him first, and then we'll move on to Hiroshima. So Rocco Day PA. Let's see. I wonder if actually there's going to be a sponsor here as well. We haven't checked. Ooh, we might have a sponsor, and I think that's the CAT Battle one, if I remember correctly. Yep, GT Youth. I'm going to skip this one. We don't need any of the CAT battles for the actual, like, best sticker placement on the car. So I will skip that for now. If enough people want to see me do this, I will. Because now that we've seen them, I think it shows up in the list that we can do. But for right now, I am going to skip on that. Just because CAT battles are extremely annoying, and I don't think I can do that. But let's take care of the Trickster first, which is just a simple SP battle, also in a Stagia. So we'll race him. Now, I did do a little bit of refresher driving with the Altezza, just so I can get used to the car again, since it has been a little bit since I've driven this. Also, I've been playing quite a bit of Enthusiast, so yeah, I do want to refamiliarize myself with the physics of this game, because the physics in this is completely different to Enthusiast for obvious reasons. Enthusiast feels a lot more floaty, this feels weird. Best way to put it. So, yeah, let's beat him, hopefully. We should have more than enough power to do this. He isn't a heavy-ass station wagon, so I don't want to be too aggressive, but I do want to get around him. There, yeah, that sudden snap is going to catch me out probably a little bit till I get used to it. Take this in second. There we go. Now, before I get the comment in the comment section, because I know I'm going to by a certain someone, yes, I have changed the power band. So I have changed the ROM settings on the Altezza. I made sure to do that beforehand. So now I have it maxed out on the acceleration. So yeah. Also, I did talk to Raj about whether or not, like, if he could somehow teach me a little bit with the ROM settings, and he said basically wherever the rev limit on your car is, you want to put the ROM settings a couple of notches prior to that. And considering this car revs to 8,000 before hitting red line, well, the rev limiter I should say, the power band prior to that with the ROM maxed out was still below that. So whether or not that's entirely accurate, I do not know, but that was the advice he has given me, so I will take that for the time being, since I still don't understand how this thing works. I just know if you move it far to the right, more power. If you move it further to the left, more acceleration. That's all I get. So yeah, now that he's done, we can move on to the one medal and a ROM. Well, actually, since we're at Rocco right now, let's do the Rocco one first. save a bunch of menuing. So there we go, FR attacker. So we have to beat a 224. Thankfully, we don't have to do any drifting, which is nice. So 224 shouldn't be too difficult. I do know the Altezza can do this. It should have more than enough grunt for it, considering I can't exactly give it more, you know, power through tuning and whatnot, like part-wise, not ROM settings. I just hope I'm quick enough with my own driving to actually utilize the fact of what I have here. Because if anything, I think that's what's going to let me down, is my own driving. Yeah, it's definitely going to be my own driving. Also, when you're, well, besides being used to Enthusia, when you're set up more for having a car that is prone to more understeer than oversteer, yeah, getting reused to this is, yeah, interesting, to say the least. Heck, I could probably change the gear ratios a bit as well. The fact that I'm having to shift into second gear is a bit interesting here around hairpins, so it's probably more than likely too short. So I'll probably have to go lengthen that a bit. At least second gear definitely needs a lengthen. That is, if I can even do that. Oop, there's a wall tap. Now, whether or not I should change the exhaust on this car, I do not know. Because right now I do have the high rev exhaust on it, not the low rev. So whether or not it would be better to change it to the low rev, I do not know. But that is entirely an option. But yeah, this I think is definitely going to be close. I don't think it's going to be me winning by a massive margin, that's for sure. Looking at the time and where I am on the track, I'm going to try to take it a bit easy through here and not do anything too stupid. But at the same time, I do want to be just a bit quicker. I do feel I'm lacking in the speed department right now, even though Uraraka is relatively a slow course. We still beat it by 12 seconds. Well, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Definitely very scruffy, but I'll take it. So there we go. We got the Sublimity Cup. Only took 17 days to get that one. I will be coming back to that in a moment, but I'll get into that after I get the ROM. So let's go take care of that in Hiroshima. There we go. You know what? We could even switch cars, considering... yeah, let's change cars. It's just a straight match, so pretty much everything here except for the Legacy I can use. No, let's use the Integra. Just to please Raj a little bit here with his fascination for Hondas. So, yeah, we'll use this. So, Master Race. And straight match. We should be good to go. There we go. So 10 points for this one. Shouldn't be too difficult. I did check the sea level requirement. It's only level 3. So this is like a very beginning entry, obviously. So yeah, we should have more than enough power in this Integra to beat the R30 here. Or is that the R31? I do not know. But either it's an R30 or an R31. Never remember the difference, really. But yeah, should have more than enough power for this. Feels a lot better than the Altezza, that's for sure right now. One, front wheel drive, so it's more understeer than oversteer, but at the same time I think it's just a little bit more balanced. So yeah, I think this is definitely a little bit more comfortable to drive. The Altezza just... It has its moments, it's kind of quick, but I think it's a little bit too uncontrollable, but again, that's more than likely to my own settings, for obvious reasons. But, yeah, I probably just have to get reused to it. That's genuinely what I think. Other than that, I don't think it's that difficult to drive. It's not a bad car by any means, but I wouldn't say it's like a top tier, this is pretty much the only car you need if you buy it kind of thing. It's no Skyline, it's no RX-7, like that's what I mean. It's not like once you get access to it and you buy it, everything becomes easy mode, right? So, but it is a good mid-tier car, I would say. I think that does it enough justice. I wouldn't say it's low tier by any means, it's definitely better than that. But I wouldn't say it's top quality, like you have to buy this car kind of thing. Or you don't always have to pick a Supra, Skyline, or RX-7, you get the idea. So, whether or not I use the Altezza anymore, I do not know. I can probably get rid of it for a better rear wheel drive car, to be brutally honest, which I'm tempted to do. As much as I like the Altezza, I think I could find something a bit more appropriate. I could use the S13 that we have. I could, hell, maybe I could even get an S15. That would be good. I can get an actual, like, modern Fairlady as I crash into the wall. That's a good idea. Heck, who knows, maybe I'll buy a Z32. Haven't used that yet. Actually, I don't think I've ever used that in both previous Kaido and this one. So that's definitely on the cards. If people want me to use that for my rear-wheel drive car, let me know. Unless you guys can suggest something different that might be a little bit more outside the box, something a little bit more, you know, not always picked kind of thing. Yeah, let me know. I'm actually curious what you guys would want me to replace the Altezza with for my rear-wheel drive car of choice. But there we go. That's done. We're actually category level 10 now. I wasn't expecting to level up. But there we go. That's both the medal done, the ROM, and the extra rival. Now, before we move on to nighttime, I am going to do a quick jump cut here, because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to grind the ever-living hell out of that FR Attack Medal Championship for those 55 category points. So when I've done plenty of grinding, I will resume back at nighttime. So insert jump cut here. Okay, one quick jump cut later. I managed to get up to level 16 for the sea level. So that should take care of us for at least a little bit. Now, since I've got a boatload of money, I'm actually going to buy the Cloudy Doll as just in case kind of thing. I don't need it right now, but you never know, I might need it in the future. So let's actually go to the pass and see who we have tonight. So I'm obviously going to start in Hakone. See who we have here. Now, if I remember correctly, the Legacy is on the sports tires, so I don't need to change out if there is gravel, thankfully. So Hiroshima's next. I don't think we'll have anybody here. I think we're done in Hiroshima. Yeah, for the time being. And then we have our team to do in Haruna for our Usui pass. So we'll go take care of them. That's at least a guarantee here in Haruna. So we'll challenge them. There we go. Total FR. So this shouldn't be too difficult, considering, you know, not that far into the game. So, yeah, an 886. The fake, as he's calling himself. Ooh, this definitely feels a lot more different compared to what I got used to with having the 240Z is what I ended up using for, or the 200Z I should really say, for the FR Attack spent, what, 30 minutes to an hour just grinding it out, chatting with friends, and listening to Eurobeat, so... Oop, as I smack into the wall. So yeah, it wasn't entirely boring. It helped with the monotony of doing the same thing over and over and over again. So yeah, we'll just leave him in the dust. There we go. Really easy race, not too difficult. So let's move on to the second person. I have no idea what he's driving, or her. And it's a 240. Okay. So this should be also relatively easy. A little bit of understeer there. Trying to get it just a little bit sideways to help with the hairpin. But there we go. Hard on the brakes this time for this corner. Well, I still royally messed it up, but actually I think I had a better run through there last time, and I didn't do very good either. Well, that's a damn shame. Well, he's definitely kept up a lot better than his previous teammate, but then again, that is also down to the fact of, you know, what he's driving. Definitely a lot more potent than the AE86, that's for sure. Also depending on how tuned each of their vehicles are, because that AE86 could do pretty good if it's tuned properly. So now we have the S13, which also should not be very difficult whatsoever. Although I do hope that he puts up a little bit of a fight. There we go, that was a good slide. Just showing off a little bit at this point. Not to say my driving is worth showing off, to be honest with you, but yeah, let's go really early on the brakes here. There we go. Much better. Gotta remember how to drive this thing. I only did practice with the Altezza. I did not do any practice with the Legacies, so yeah, refamiliarizing myself with the physics of this thing. But at least I can just boot it and go out of the corners, which is nice. And he did roughly the same as the 240SX. So, there we go. That is our pass to Usui. And the AE86 is our friend now. Brilliant. We're not going to need his car, so kind of pointless. But I guess another friend is nice to have anyway. After all, I don't have very many friends, and yes, that's a joke. Anyway, on to Akagi. Don't know if we'll have anybody here. No, we do not. So let's move on to Ororako. We should have a few new rivals now, considering we did just beat the Slasher, I would assume. Okay, one person. Still better than nothing. So, let's see who we got. It's an SP battle. Okay, I'll take it. I was actually getting a little bit worried, thinking it was going to be a drift battle, and it would have been like, oh god. Just what I need. A drift battle already, when I'm just getting to the swing of things again. Now, I do believe that Mazda is all-wheel drive, if I remember correctly. I don't believe it's definitely not front-wheel drive. I don't think it's rear-wheel drive. I think it is actually all-wheel drive. I actually can't quite remember. Also, I don't know if we actually have it unlocked yet. That could be something to check. Because it definitely would be a lot lighter than this. Thing is, though, I don't think the power is anywhere near as good. That would be the major drawback. But with the fact of how light it is, and just the fact it would probably be a little bit more nimble than this wagon that might actually be tempting to grab at some point. So I still want a all-wheel drive car that's a little bit nimble. Glad we're also on sports tires because now there's gravel. But yeah, again, I don't plan to just use this Legacy the entire time. I do hope to change this at some point, so... Oop. Damn gravel. A little bit too much understeer there. Although nice and smooth for the next few corners. I can probably shift into second. Third is definitely probably too high around here. Oh god, turn. Oh. Royally messed that up. Although it looks like we just got quite a good victory here. Didn't take too long, but definitely on the longer side than normal. But there we go. That's him done. So we can move on. Not very many racers out tonight, surprisingly. I figured there'd be a few more, but hopefully the later tracks here will actually have a little bit more to deal with. Yeah, we have 5 people here tonight. So a team of 4 and just a normal rival. It's an SP battle, okay. Mwahahahahahaha, repeated. I didn't know Raj was in this game, but anyway, let's move on. So, Subaru Impreza, I think that's the bug eye if I remember correctly. I didn't quite pay that much attention. I just knew it was an Impreza. Let's see how quick he is down this hill compared to me in this wagon. Well, he's probably going to keep up relatively well, I'd assume, considering my driving is obviously not the best. And he's in definitely the much more nimble and agile car here. Definitely probably a little bit more speedy than this, based on weight, obviously. But then again, I have one thing going for me. I'm the actual player and not an AI, so I have a little bit more control than he does in terms of where I can position myself and whatnot. I'm not on rails, so to speak. There we go. Nice and smooth through there. Let's not mess up this corner. Slightly skimmed it. Well, he's definitely keeping up. Now I got the hairpin to deal with. Yeah, really had to rip the handbrake there. This thing is not going to make the corner. Oh, there he goes again, shifting into neutral for some stupid reason. I hate that. Like halfway through the corner I started paying attention to my gears and my rev counter. Just because I was afraid it would do that, and I'm glad I caught it. And he is now our friend. Okay, so we got a Bug-Eye Impreza to use if we want to. 2 friends already, just in one episode. Actually, that's surprising. Usually you don't get very many. At least I don't when I play this game. But here we go. Here's Downhill Guy, basically the rolling guy team of the Kaido world. So this shouldn't be too difficult. If I remember correctly, they're fairly easy, just like rolling guy. So yeah, this is not going to be that difficult at all. But if they still keep up okay, that would be nice, considering they definitely deserved a little bit more credit, considering in TXR3 and Zero and whatnot. Actually, from the very beginning of Tokyo Extreme Racer, they've been a team, so they definitely have the courage and the, well, I don't think courage is the right word. What's the word I'm looking for here? Persistence. I think is definitely the probably a very good word for that. They're very persistent. They're constantly continuing to try and, you know, make it, considering the fact that they're massively, massively outclassed most of the time. And I'm too busy talking, more so than driving. So he's actually kept up quite well. I have not made a single corner properly here. Also, my gearing is terrible. Oop, there we go. Yeah, I'm constantly in the wrong gear and whatnot, so... yeah. We can definitely have a better next race, definitely. That was very, very, very bad by me. So here we go, second guy. Also doesn't help that that this wagon is not the most suitable for excuse me, not the most suitable for this pass, really, with its quick change of direction kind of thing. So yeah, definitely probably need to consider getting a different all-wheel drive car at some point, obviously. What I go for, I do not know. I definitely would like something a bit more nimble, if I can help it. But yeah, I don't quite know what I want to go for. Although if a certain Legacy RS unlocks, then yeah, I'll probably end up buying that, considering I very much enjoyed using the one from the sponsor test. I forget who it was, though. I forget which sponsor test it was. But yeah, I very much enjoyed the RS, and that's my favorite model of the Legacy. So yeah, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on it. I did check, thanks to Caro posting the a save file that he had of the US version of this game, because I'm currently playing the PAL version, whether or not the Legacy RS is a used car or it's a brand new one. It is a brand new one. It comes with 240 horsepower, I do believe, which is not bad. Not as much as this, starting with 280, but quite lighter. So yeah, definitely still worthy of a grab. So I don't know how late into the game that you unlock it. I hope it's not too late that I can't really make use of it. I would hate for it to be the case of, oh, I'm pretty much at the final boss. Oh, right, here's that Legacy RS you wanted. Well, there's really no point now, is there? Considering I'm pretty much done with the game, right? So, also, I don't know if it's based on a particular rival I have to beat to unlock it. Because some cars you get specifically from rivals, some you get from just beating a stage. So, I don't know if it's a case of you have to beat a specific rival for it, because I would love to get it, and I don't know if you can get it early in this game, provided, you know, if it is from an actual trickster rival of some kind. So, yeah, that would be nice to know, but I definitely want to grab that if I can. Again, provided it's not stupidly late into the game where it's literally pointless to swap, considering I'll have a decent car hopefully by that point. But then again, more cars to use the better, I guess. So, as long as they're not a slow-ass Honda, except for the S2000 and the NSX, obviously. So, yeah, can definitely pass out on the Hondas. And yes, I'm only saying that to annoy a friend of mine. Obviously. I don't really hate Hondas that much, I just like to toy with them. So, there we go. That is them done, I do believe. I think that was our 4th race. After all, it was downhill guy number 1. Yep, there we go. That's that done. So there we go. We had quite a few people tonight. I'm glad. Better than the few we were getting before, where it was like literally nobody. So let's move on to Shiga. Do we have anybody here? Ooh, we have 3 people here, and it's a team. Okay. So this is extra large, so I'm guessing quite large vehicles. Even though this guy's in a 323, I believe that is. Yeah, 323, and it is all-wheel drive. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if I have access to it. If I do, I might want to buy that. Z32, and really a Miata. extra large doesn't exactly make sense except for the team leader here. I'm quite confused by that team name. Unless they're extra large individuals. I don't know if that would be the reason behind the name. I doubt it. I actually don't know if this, or if the Kaido series has much in the way of, like, team lore and whatnot, like, the Shotoku Battle series. Like, I don't actually know. I don't even think you can look up their, team bios at all in this game. You can only look up specific, like, rivals. There's no, actual team bio. So, yeah, I don't actually think this game has much in the way of lore. Outside of saying in the previous game that you're beating Emperor, or no, what's his name? Emotional King. And then in this one he's disappeared. That seems to be the only little bit of lore. They introduced a little bit from TXR3 and Zero and whatnot, with the 13 Devils making their appearance. But other than that, I don't think this game has much actual lore to it. But then again, I don't know, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. Now, obviously I'm not the best driver here at Shiga, so yeah, this is going to be just a bunch of wall scraping, pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I do know I've mentioned the fact I hate how narrow Shiga feels, and it's about to get a hell of a lot more narrow, because now we have the pass to Usui, and Usui is more narrow than this track, and that is saying something. I am not a fan of the section of Usui that they give you in this game, so yeah, this is going to be fun. Not to mention, when I first played this game and I noticed Usui, I'm going, oh, please tell me it's the same as Initial D, right? And then it really didn't end up being that, so that was kind of a little bit of a disappointment to me, but I don't know if other Initial D fans also agree with that have also played this game. Or if that's just me, it's probably just me. Now this MX-5 has done quite well at keeping up. I'm actually quite impressed. Oh no, sorry, 323 I believe. Sorry, we already beat the MX-5. Whoops. I had my racers reversed. My head for a moment there. So there we go. Now, if the 323 is actually already available, I more than likely will swap to that, just because I do feel it might be a bit more nimble compared to this. So I will have to go check that at some point, because I don't think it's actually much less on power compared to this. I think it's still like 205, 210 horsepower, I think. Might be more than that, I can't quite remember. But I don't believe it has less than 200. It shouldn't. I don't remember having like 190, 180. I do believe it is at least 200. Actually, it might be exactly 200 stock. Ooh. Bad time for oversteer. So yeah, I do expect this to also go to the goal, just like the previous, considering he's probably going to be quicker than the corners than I am. Considering I'm not entirely confident in my driving today. You know, you have your good days, your bad days. Today just does not feel like a good driving day, but so far it's been an okay day to record. I have, like most people that record, they have those days where it's like, oh yeah, today feels good, and you can do like a couple of episodes and whatnot and be okay. And then there's those days where you keep trying to do that one episode over and over and over again. You just can't seem to get it right. And you're just like, you know what, I'll come back to that at some other point. and then when you do, it ends up being perfectly normal. So yeah, there's just those days where it just doesn't work. So typically on those days where I'm just like, this is not working for recording, I won't record. Which, yeah, is not good in the case of having multiple series to upload and, you know, trying to follow a little bit of an upload schedule for the most part. I try to upload every Monday and Friday like I normally do, but yeah, sometimes that just doesn't end up working. But there we go. That's that team done. Are any of them going to be our friend? Nope, not this time. So that takes care of that. We can move on to Nico now. There we go. Now if what's his Death Ruse is here, I'm not challenging him. Just because I don't think I can beat him at this particular moment. High Gambler in a CRX. Really? Okay. Interesting. I'm surprised to see a CRX this late into the game. That's actually interesting. So just pass her and then win by, was it 100 meters? I always forget. Oh, and there's gravel. Yeah, definitely not racing Death Ruse today. A little bit of a bounce off the wall there. Do still have to take it a little bit easy with the throttle, even though I do have all-wheel drive. There we go. A little bit of a slide there. Then again, all-wheel drive kind of canceled that out, thankfully. No reason to shift into third, since there's a hairpin pretty much right after. There we go, a little bit of rally driving. At least now we have sweet tarmac for a little bit, so I'm probably more than likely going to have more gravel. I would not be surprised. If there's already one section of gravel, there's going to be more. It's usually just a rule of thumb. If there is actually no more gravel on the rest of this layout up until the goal, I'll be very impressed. But I think this might end up going to the goal just because, yeah, I can't see beating her by 100 meters on hairpins. I'm nowhere near as quick through them as she is, but driving from one to the next, I'll definitely be quicker. There we go. Now I can use the power. Yeah, definitely need to get a smaller wheelbase all-wheel drive car just for the extra nimble, or nimbleness. There we go. From that, I don't even know if that's a word. For the agility. There we go. That works a lot better. Now I can't remember if I've unlocked. Actually, I do believe I did unlock the GTIR Pulsar. So that also probably would be a very good car to grab. It's definitely still lighter than this. It's definitely a shorter wheelbase. And I believe it starts with 245 horsepower, which is not bad, to say the least. So definitely still not as strong as this, but a lot lighter and a lot more compact. So I think that would be a little bit better than this. So I will go and check to see what all-wheel drive cars we have available, and I'll see if I want to swap out the Legacy for something else. Now I will probably still keep the Legacy because I think there's the Subaru Cup at some point as a medal. Whether or not we already have it, I don't remember. But yeah, I do believe that was a thing. So I will keep the Legacy. unless the car of choice that I end up buying is another Subaru, then yeah, then I don't exactly need to keep the Legacy. But the odds of it being another Subaru, not quite likely, or likely, English. And she's our friend now. Sweet. 3 friends in 1 episode. I'm guessing today is friend day. Normally, again, I don't get that many actual friends in this game, even though the friend system is completely useless in this game. But, yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm getting lucky and completely irrelevant luck at the same time. So here we go. Let's see if we can beat this S15. Now we'll start on gravel. That's not good. Also, yeah, no gravel for a little while, considering, well, we got to the straightaway part, which is, what, halfway down the hill, roughly? And there still was no gravel, so might just be like here at the top part of the mountain, which is completely fine by me, because the less gravel to worry about, the better. Again, I am not a fan of the whole rally driving thing, but not much I can do about that. So there we go. So he's definitely going to have a lot more turning than I do, but I have the grip to get out of the corners. I just wish I had a little bit more speed through the corners. That's the big thing letting me down right now. I just take this so slow. Pretty much everything I do down the straightaway gets completely negated through these hairpins. So it is a bit of a shame, but that could also be, again, my tuning setup. Even though I'm trying to have a balance with the car, so if it's not obviously the best tune, but it's working right now so far for me, so as long as it works, that's what matters, right? Doesn't matter if it's realistic or the best tune in the world where it has to be a certain way. If it works for you and it feels comfortable, that's what matters. So it's feeling good for me right now, although I do want still more out of it. And again, I can just make adjustments and whatnot till I get the right balance I'm looking for. But again, that's just purely trial and error at that point. Skim the wall, so all that, if that was counting for points, would be gone, but other than that, that was a good drift. Not gonna lie. That bump caught me out there. Forgot about that bump. Normally I'd actually remember about that one, considering that's probably my favorite hairpin to do on this track, when you're drifting anyway. Just because you get that slight little bump as you're doing it, and it actually is quite enjoyable. That little bit of that little bit of hang time as you're drifting is quite fun. Yeah, this is definitely going to be on the lengthier side. Oh, there we go. I actually thought I was going to go for a little bit longer than that. Never mind. Brakes level 2. We still have, obviously, Death Ruse, which I'm skipping you. Turbo level 4, that is definitely something I'm going to grab. And a Mirage. That's going to get sold. Death Ruse will come back to you at some other point. But let's take care of this. Get ourselves a free Mirage. Why you'd be giving that now as opposed to, let's say, at the beginning of the game? I don't know. Not a car that I plan to keep or tune. Just because there's plenty of other better cars out there. So let's just beat this Caldina and then move on to the next rival, who I do believe is going to be the final rival tonight. Because I don't believe I plan to start... Actually, wait, do I have access to them yet? I don't think I have Zhao yet and Aso. I don't believe. So, I do believe the next guy is actually going to be our final rival tonight, as I bounce off the wall like a fool. Try and take it relatively easy, even though... Ooh. See, this is where I am glad that I'm driving all-wheel drive. Because I do feel like if I was in a rear-wheel drive car right now, that would have been pretty much more or less game over. Just because, yeah, trying to then catch up on the gravel with a car that's just spinning its wheels the entire time, not fun. Not fun indeed. So let's see if we can make up some ground here. I don't think we can, but I think we can at least make it close. I might have to do something cheeky like he did to me, because I'll admit that was a bit just a tad BS, not gonna lie, but then again, I can do the same to them. So let's use the power we have and then see if we can squeeze here. There we go. How do you like it? You did it to me at a stupid point, so I'll do it at a stupid point to you. See, I was playing fair the entire time. Then he decided to do that. So, fairness goes right out the window after that. I was going to try and fight a little bit of a clean race, but that did not happen, so... Yeah, that definitely spices things up, but we still won. Even if I lost, I wouldn't have lost much money, considering I believe the Mirage is like 2 million yen, so not about to break the bank right now, since I do one race and I make that money back at this point. So yeah, let's get our level 4 turbo kit. I definitely want to get my hands on that, just because a little bit more power would be nice. Just a bit. I don't think I'll gain a drastic amount, so just that little bit extra will definitely help. So yeah, it's not going to be power levels like the Supra here can go, considering I'm still annoyed at the fact that, and I think a lot of people are as well, the fact of TXR 0 and TXR 3, the Supra gets what, 700 horsepower? 800 horsepower, well, 746, 747 or something like that in TXR 3. I can't remember exactly what it gets in 0. And then you get, here on a mountain pass, you get 1,000. Actually, almost 1,100. Why? The game that would make more sense to have 1,100 horsepower, you don't give it to it, but you give it onto the one that's on a mountain pass, where majority of that time you're not going to really be able to use 1,000 horsepower. What were they thinking, to quote AVGN on that one? I don't get the reasoning behind that. Ooh, thank you for the nudge. That's interesting. Okay, so they like to dive bomb me because I'm probably too slow through the hairpin, because I don't have the turning grip. Yeah, he's trying to do it there too. Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna have to do some tweaking at some point. Yeah, I was afraid of a dive bomb there, so yeah, I did swing a little bit wide. I would like to take these probably a little bit closer to the inside line, but at the cost of being dive bombed, I don't think I want to take the risk. Kind of want to play it a bit safe and not do that, just because if he does, I have a little bit of room to maneuver and I don't get pinned up against the wall. So, kind of going towards playing it safe here for the most part. Okay, now we can gun it out of here. Now, this is not where the goal is, sadly, but hopefully we can get a little bit of a gap to drain his SP bar would be fantastic. Hard on the brakes. I know he's just going to go careen into the wall, so yeah, there it is. I actually decided, you know, I'll be a proper person and slow down, but that did come at a little bit of a risk of being dive bombed, because the AI don't brake for that corner. At least not really. I think they still do, but they brake way too late to make it of any use whatsoever. Oh, and gravel. Now, if only the AI was affected by the gravel, that would be great, because he would be an uncontrollable mess right now. And I'm using all-wheel drive, and I'm still kind of an uncontrollable mess, to be brutally honest with you. I think this is the last corner as well. So, going to see if I can hog the inside line. Perfect, there we go. I knew there'd be more gravel at some point on the track. It wasn't just at the top. So, there we go, that's him done, and that's Turbo Kit level 4 acquired. So there we go. Death Ruse, I will see you later. I'm not dealing with you just yet. We'll save you for another time. Again, when I feel a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, that's it. We do not have Zhao and ASO just yet. So let's move to daytime. There we go. No losses tonight, thankfully. So Mazda Cup. If I do have access at 323, that would be great, because then I can do that. And that is it. So we got the Asui Toge license. Awesome. Don't have to worry about that now. So I will quickly go through the information to see what vehicles and parts we've unlocked. So let's see here. ROM level 3, not 4. Turbo Kit 4, not 5. Engines, or engine part A, level 2. I think that's supposed to be 3, because we already have access to level 2. So that's a bit strange. And obviously, the Asui Toge has been unlocked as well. So, nothing too new, or too useful, outside of having access to Asui. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.